Hello everyone. Did you know that Biden's RTO policy really hurt retention for federal employees? Well, Trump's much more draconian full-time RTO will devastate it. So here's the thing. 2 years ago, President Joe Biden had an RTO policy saying that federal staff need to come to the office at least 60% of their time. That triggered a substantial increase in turnover rates among federal employees, according to a recent research study conducted by Mark Ma and his colleagues at the University of Pittsburgh using data from Revelio Labs. This research shows the extent of the losses and their impact on specific demographics. For example, we know that Biden's hybrid RTO policy caused a 26% rise in senior employee turnover as opposed to junior employee turnover. So senior employees were more likely to leave because senior employees had more skills and they were more desirable. And so they could find a job that had more flexibility. So that's senior employees. Also skilled workers, workers who had more skills, more desirable skills, were 32% more likely to leave after Biden's RTO mandate. And again, this is not a full-time RTO mandate. This is 60% of the time in the office, 3 out of 5 days a week. So rigid RTO policies like Biden's drive federal staff to look for private sector roles with more flexibility, remote and hybrid roles, and agencies that we really need to be well and have good staff, like the Defense and Department of Homeland Security, were particularly affected. This is not simply this study. There's plenty of other research conducted by the government itself, so this is an external academic study. Here's some research from the Government Accountability Office from a November 2024 report looking at agencies with telework options like the Veterans Benefits Administration. The Veterans Benefits Administration saw improved recruitment as a result of its flexibility. IRS broadened its hiring pool by attracting more remote employees. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, something that Trump presumably wants to preserve, reported increased recruitment benefits from telework flexibility, whereas the Farm Services Bureau, Farm Services Agency, which had minimal telework flexibility, had worse retention and recruitment efforts because it was so inflexible. So rigid policies undermine workforce expansion and retention. We also know that telework is more productive. So the Office of Personnel Management found that 72% of federal supervisors observed equal or improved productivity under telework, and 84% of teleworking employees reported higher job satisfaction. Trump's policy, in other words, risks serious problems for the operations of the US government. This full-time RTO would definitely amplify the brain and talent drain that we already saw under Biden. Senior employees and more skilled employees are more likely to leave for private sector flexibility, and we already see that happening. Disruptions will harm essential services on which I and you and other US taxpayers depend. The policy that aims to cut costs under Trump, supposedly cut costs, will create an operational crisis instead. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wise Decision Maker Show. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out the show and leave a review. It helps other people discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, email me at gleb, Gleb, at disasteravoidanceexperts.com.